All right, ready to go live?
I'm ready to go live, brother.
Hey, everybody!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trophy Room live pre-show. Uh-oh.
What?
Now I just heard myself speak for a second. It made me
Oh,
not feel great.
jeez. Yeah, no, that's definitely scary, hearing yourself speak.
Just wait one sec. And like this doesn't want to work. Wait, it says going live in 10 minutes.
What? I'm going live right now.
Well, that's what it says. Listen, that's what it says. It says
We're
4
live
people
on
waiting.
YouTube. Should I check on my app?
Wait. Oh, now it's gonna yell at me about something.
Don't. Hold on. Don't touch anything.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't. Yeah, no, we're live, Joe.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I just wanted to see if your head was in the game.
If my head was in the game?
That's right.
My head.
Yeah.
What up, look at it? Hi, Nisa.
What's going on?
How we
I
doing?
am just getting.
Oh, I should retweet that we're live.
I haven't tweeted it yet. Don't worry.
Well,
no
just
pressure.
retweet the main thing that you tweeted out earlier. You know.
Fresh.
Hello, Luke. Hello, Stingray.
Oh, Luke's here. Can I just say something about Luke?
When do you
Negative.
not say something about Luke?
Negative. It's negative. I promise you, it's negative. He goes, "Oh, the Joe. The only reason why you're excited about, like, Destiny 2 is because PlayStation owes them now." That's what he said.
Mm.
And I said, that's a bullshit lie. He just all of a sudden started getting really into Call of Duty Warzone. And I mean, like, into Warzone Mobile, like he's like a Call of Duty boy now. And all of a sudden, right after Microsoft buys him. So, like, 2 could play that game.
I mean, Joe, do you have a leg to stand on in this argument?
Yes.
Mr. Oh, I'm going to go to GameStop and get Persona 3, which is my first game in the series, which you did play Persona 5. So you're just lying to the people.
I had a lapse in memory.
I'm just saying.
Mid-tweet, okay?
I'm just saying.
And also, Rise of Ronin is terrible. And I'm not about it anymore, man. I'm not about it. And I'm not about I'm just gonna put little dashes here. Not about lying to the people, you know? God forbid.
Well,
all right. I'm almost ready, Kyle. I swear to God.
That's fine. While you're doing that, I'm gonna chat. Help us out with this this game. Whatever it is.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so Kenneth defending Xbox, or Joe, you were defending Xbox preservation in Discord? Where's the fanboyism? That's what Silcanet's saying. Where's the PS fanboyism?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
How dare you, dude?
Sarah Bond, come on. A lady making games?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No? Nope. Take it back.
All right.
My name is Kyle. I have nothing to do with what Joe just said. Sarah Bond, I appreciate you and the work you are doing.
I don't know. If I've been listening to a lot of my good friend Gro.
No, new rule. We don't mention that grifter on our show. Please.
Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing?
It's not The Sims, by the way, Luke.
It's The Sims.
It's not. I just typed it in.
Okay. I'm looking at it now for realsies.
PB, 84%.
PB, 84%. I'm not a critic. I don't know. I just put it on my Twitter. I didn't even post it on the Trophy Room Twitter, by the way.
Oh, I already tweeted out the link.
Switching. Oh, good.
Like I said, I was. See, you don't listen to me half the time.
I was doing stuff.
Come on.
PB. This looks Capcom Sega, like, you know what I mean? Like the PS2 era.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
No.
Pop out chat.
No, for sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Luke's saying, did I watch the AAA showcase? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Did you watch the 6-1 showcase, Luke?
No, because he's a fraud. He's
just
a fraud.
Saying. Just saying.
Yeah. It looks like a Switch game.
Could be a Switch game. Let's go. Let's just go Monster Hunter.
Okay. I mean, I don't think so because of the curtain.
I know, but you said Capcom.
Fair enough.
It's not. Oh, 777.
Oh,
It's on the Wii. What was it? What was it? The last story?
Let's try this out.
No. Oh, I'm on
Action
the
third
right
person
track though.
quick time events, QTE. Where's that one? Why does it have to be a tit for tat? Logan, I love you. You know what? I love
No
you.
More Heroes.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. It's in
Okay.
the right franchise, so it's not the first one.
So No More Heroes 2?
It's got to be 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. We got this.
Is that Leon's coat?
Let me see. Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
After this ad for, what are we thinking, Bahamas? Nope, it's a beer.
Nope.
Kona
It's a
Big
beer.
Wave.
Okay. Resident Evil. Ooh, you know what? I almost forgot the thing that
Nope, it's not.
it's not even in the same series.
No.
Okay.
What is this?
Well, let's see image 2. Let's see image 2. Let's see what this
it's
is all
this
about.
blob, whatever it is.
There's a lot of deceit. You know? Not even in the same series. Blob 79 Metacritic. Here's the thing. I don't talk to anybody unless they're an 8. You know?
I'm just gonna say murdered soul suspect just because.
Go for it.
Just to move it along. PS5, PC, Xbox Series. What is that?
79?
No one's.
Could this be Immortals of Avia?
Is it?
No. No.
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
I don't have another guess.
Let's give it a shot. Where's my chat? Oh, there it is. Oh, Ron. Okay. Savoy Prime says Banishers.
Oh, okay.
What was Banishers a 79?
It was Open Critic. It's an 80 because I got 10 points for it. But I will. That is a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Let's put it in. Hey,
wow.
Savoy Prime.
Savoy, look at
Way
us.
to go.
Fucking doing it together, you know?
Nice job.
I want to hop on this game.
Same. That's like a Black Friday deal for me.
Mm-hmm. Something to talk about. That's something to talk about. These one and done games. It looks pretty. It looks painted. We got Chick-fil-A. Love the chicken. Not so much some of their policies. But I'll frequent. Chick-fil-A legitimately has the best breakfast, hands down. If you're going to do a fast food breakfast, you're going to go for Chick-fil-A.
Hot take?
Yeah.
I love Wendy's breakfast.
Really?
It's pretty good.
I had it once and I was like, bleh. It's too buttery.
I'm going to go with I am, or Silkana in chat. I am Setsuna. Let's go.
Okay.
It's not that, but I like the guess.
Okay. Here's this Metacritic 79.
It's a little night screaming.
It's a little night boy. This looks League of Legends-ish, right?
Like, this is a timer, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Can we type a League of Legends and we could like take a guess from there?
Let's do that.
Okay, so it's in the
Oh God. What?
PC and mobile.
It's in the franchise of League of Legends.
Let's see. Let's scroll down for me.
Legends of Oz: Dorothy's Return.
Shadowrun Legends.
That's all we got.
What? It's PC and mobile. Oh, Team Fight Tactics. That's what Silcanic says in the chat. Type in Team Fight Tactics. Let's see what happens
Tactics. Whoa,
Oh,
never in a million years.
look at that, dude. We're so
never
good at this.
in a million. No, well, Silicon is good at it.
I mean, he's great at this. I mean, I'm talking about us as a collective unit.
Fair.
Okay.
That's really tricky for anyone who's not familiar with League of Legends to say it's in the same IP and then not have League of Legends in the title of the game.
Right? It's like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove?
Shout out to Children's Allegra. Saved my life when I was a kid.
Children of what?
Children's Allegra. Did I put an of in there? I might have put an of like a game title. Yeah. I just meant the medication. Definitely old school.
Right? Can we do... this seems... All right, can I say something crazy?
Say something crazy.
Why can't we just say Spyro?
I mean, why can't we just say Spyro?
Why can't we? Because that looks PS1.
Let's just
Spyro
say Spyro.
the Dragon.
It's not Spyro, but we could say it.
65, okay. Could this be a Conker's Bad Fur Day? No, it's not dumb enough. Like, Conker's Bad Fur Day is dumb.
I know it got better than a 65, but I'm getting Psychonauts vibes.
Ooh, yeah, no, it can't be Psychonauts.
But it definitely got a higher score than 65.
It's also not a bad... Well, also, look, there's a cowboy here.
You say this is a cowboy?
Cow. No, like a cow person. Sorry. I don't want to assume.
Oh, I didn't see the ear.
The ear? It looks Avatar-esque.
Luke says Crash. Is this a Crash game? Crash, can you get in a cow costume?
I don't know.
I'm going to say Destroy All Humans.
Ooh. I don't hate that in the slightest.
It's not that. GameCube, PS2, PC.
Okay, that jar seems... This is weird. This jar
Stingray
seems
says
familiar.
Barnyard. Is that cartoon game?
Let's do it.
Let's just do Barnyard. Hey, Stingray.
Stingray.
Nice job.
How did you know?
Look at these freaks.
What the hell?
That's crazy. That's really good. Nice job.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a wand? We talking Harry Potter here? Those are
Harry Potter.
Those aren't human feet.
Those aren't human feet.
Paws of some kind.
RuneScape.
This is not RuneScape.
Ooh, The Marvels is now streaming only on Disney Plus.
Hey, pretty good. Hey. I had a good time.
It's all right. Rebecca, was it Rambo? Let's do it. She's my wife.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say The Hobbit.
That's right.
It's in the franchise.
No way. What?
I guess those are Hobbit feet there.
Wow. Okay, so it's in the Lord of the Rings franchise. So let's do Lord of the Rings.
Not good.
It's not good. Could it be the Mines of Moria game? I don't even... Let's see. Lord of the Rings.
It's not Gollum. We know what that looks like.
Well, do we really, though?
Yeah, we do.
Aragorn's Quest.
Is it Conquest?
No, Conquest does not look like this. Maybe online.
It's not online. Okay, so it's
Xbox
the first one, then.
GBA.
I think it's Stingray and
Fellowship.
Savoy. I think it's Fellowship.
That's a good guess. That game was Cheeks. Gotta be Fellowship Savoy.
And you were right.
Oh.
Wow.
People buzzing me on the watch.
That
they don't know I'm streaming.
Land of the Shire game or something? Like the cozy farming Hobbit game? There was a trailer that went live today, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good on that. Come on then.
I got no clue.
Pokemon.
Which one? Let's go platinum. Let's just go platinum.
Okay.
It's not Pokemon.
Nope.
88.
It is an 88.
Thank you, Silcan. Tales of the Shire. That's what it was.
Okay, could this be an Animal Crossing?
That's what I was just about to say. Could this be an Animal Crossing?
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a good look. See,
not the new one though.
Maybe it's like New Leaf, right? Because that was on.
Hey, look at you,
Bobby. That one was for you, bud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, second try.
We got our last one.
One more. Yo, we've gotten through these, dude.
Oh boy.
Deltarune.
Okay. If it's not Deltarune, it's the other one. Okay, it's not Deltarune. Too old for Metacritic, so it's not Undertale.
Oh, not one of these. I spoke too soon, y'all.
I'm gonna say something crazy.
Okay, say it.
I'm gonna say something crazy.
Say it, but make sure you say it with your heart.
I'm forgetting what the name of the game is now, though. It's a top-down little racer. It was like an RC car. Is it just RC Racer?
Oh no.
RC Racer?
Ridge Racer.
Maybe not.
Frogger.
Like, let's go with it, because I can't think of the other one. Oh! Savoy Prime.
What?
Keeping the streak alive. Yes,
what?
RC Pro-Am is what I was thinking of. Savoy Prime. Coming in with the save.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Wild.
Hey, you want to see something pretty cool?
Yeah.
Look at all these we got right. Look at them all. Oh, we failed one. Which one was this one?
Which one is this one?
Brick Dangerous too. Yeah.
Brick. Fuck you, Brick Dangerous. And the sequel you wrote in on.
Hey, we're pretty good.
We're pretty good at this.
I don't know what this is. This is weird.
I don't know.
We have some that we missed, but
that's all right.
It's pretty great. Great.
Yeah. Ooh wee.
All right, chat. It's gonna look a little weird until I get the main window back.
Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. It always switches our cameras. I had it perfect before, and it goes back like this.
It's all right. I'm good. Be Gucci.
Okay. I'll sit up a little bit more so I'm not slouching.
Fix your posture.
No
one likes a slouch.
The headroom so it doesn't look like I'm a little tiny boy.
Lower this window, dude.
Does it look like I'm so tiny? There we go. Oh boy. What a day. What a long day. Chat, I hope you're doing amazing. And you're having a less stressful day than I did. Okay.
Ain't got no stress.
Must be nice.
Tell me one.
Well, you want me to tell you one?
Yeah.
All right, chat. We'll see you in 16 seconds. I lied. Hold on. I clicked the wrong one. Okay, now 16 seconds. Bye.
Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode number 371 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, a.k.a. Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week, we are chatting about a potential new God of War game at Santa Monica, Star Wars Outlaws trailers. What is Beyond Destiny 2. Vampire Survivors coming to PlayStation. Dead Space 2 remake is no more. It's so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night here at youtube.com/PS Trophy Room and on RSS feeds the day after. With all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, breaking my heart with that Dead Space news. Hurts.
I broke your heart with it?
It hurts a little bit right here.
Oh, why? Because you didn't see it until I texted you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fair.
Sometimes dreams should just be dreams. We'll talk about that in a second. But you had a big weekend.
I did. Did I? Oh, I did. Yeah. It was, but apologize. I'm a little pissy today. It's been a long day. Very stressful.
You got a little bit of a tood going.
Just a little bit. So, chat, don't take it personally.
But listen, it's Optimus's fault. You had internet trouble. Everybody hates having internet trouble.
So I was three hours without internet and a lot of work to get done within a 2-hour time frame.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Like, I feel like just crying. It's one of those kind of feelings.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm happy to be here talking about what I love most, video games and PlayStation. So,
hell yeah.
And breaking Joe's heart, obviously, with Dead Space.
Yeah, obviously. That comes with the territory. Kyle, you watched the WrestleMania. Everybody was kind of enthralled with your tweets.
How did you like it? Just the one. Just the one where I acknowledged the tribal chief.
Right.
Acknowledge him.
I did not know this. He still has leukemia?
Yep.
Roman Reigns?
It's I think it's something you always have and you just battle it. Like he's still taking medication. Yeah.
Dude, holy shit.
He's one of the GOATs. Like, for that reason, he's been champion for almost 4 years up until last weekend, and like 1,300 days or something like that. It's been wild. He's carried the company on its back through COVID and everything, and well-deserved break for sure.
I got out of wrestling as everybody was hating on him because, like,
we were shoe-fed him. He were like, here's the good guy. Here's the top guy everyone should cheer for, and that's not how wrestling fans usually go about things.
And so, it was really weird for me watching the main event. That's the only thing I watch. Watching Seth being the baby face and Roman being the heel. And I would say they're both better for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know where you stopped watching exactly, like at what point. Like,
he's the architect. Seth was the architect.
Okay.
I think it was like after SummerSlam, around.
So the Shield was no more?
Yeah, Shield was no more. I think this is right before, like a year before, like AEW. Like, before John. Okay. Like, he just left.
It's the really
John Moxley.
The real amazing thing about the way WrestleMania Night 2 ended, and it didn't even hit me in the moment because I was just so excited. That last 5 minutes or whatever was nuts.
It was insane.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they paid off a story that happened 8 years ago at this point, 9 years ago at this point, where like Roman could have hit Cody with the chair.
Yeah.
But instead he had PTSD of Seth turning on him and hitting him with a chair. So he got payback finally. And that's what caused him to lose. And months ago, Seth was like, "Let me be your shield" to Cody Rhodes. And like, that is what happened. Like, oh my God, they are cooking on a whole nother level. Wrestling is awesome. It's a great time to get in. Like, just watch a little bit of Mania. Like, Joe only watched the main event in night 2, but the tag match in night 1 with Cody and Seth versus The Rock and Roman Reigns was fantastic. Bailey and Io, great. Rhea and Becky. The ladder match was cool. Sammy versus Gunther, fantastic matches. It's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I just love seeing so many people, even like something I'm not into or like I've dipped out of for a while, just seeing everybody have their end game moment. Like, and I think that analogy has been thrown around a lot. I think it's rightfully so because,
true.
Man, I was saying this, but like on the pre-show, like The Rock on the mic is undefeated, especially when he's a bad guy. Exactly. And like, I never got to experience that as a kid because I was not allowed to watch wrestling. So like, as an adult, I could be like, yo, if I was only watching this as a kid, Like this is like he's powerful on the mic. Like
Yeah.
truly, there's no one that even comes close. But can I tell you a prediction?
Go for it.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, they missed out on Stone Cold. I don't think they did.
Well,
I think he's coming.
it would have been cool to hear the glass shatter.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten that fairly recently.
Sure.
I think with Undertaker filling in for the Stone Cold spot, I think even makes more sense story-wise. Because like Roman and him had fights at Mania.
Yeah.
And Roman beat him at Mania.
Yep.
So the fact that Undertaker is like the keeper of WrestleMania and making sure that there's no tomfoolery happening, and he's keeping him in check, and he just shows up and chokes on him, I'm way okay with that.
Yeah, I think like you're right. I think he's almost like biblical, right? Yes. For these things,
he's like the ghost of Christmas past or whatever it is.
But I also think they know what they got. They know what you really want, and they'll give it to you at SummerSlam. I think that. In my heart of hearts, they'll give you what you want at SummerSlam. Everything in due time.
And what is it that we want?
What? I don't know.
You just said they'll give us what we want at SummerSlam. I'm very happy with what we got
Cold.
at Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stone Cold can not ever come back, and I'm totally fine.
Fair.
I don't want him to hurt himself. Like I don't.
That's true. How old is he?
He's like old, 50s, but like right? He broke his freaking neck. Like he's.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe he's like.
He had a match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, I think 2 years ago, and even that entire time, I was like, "Please don't hurt yourself.
Please don't hurt yourself.
Please.
Okay. Fair enough. Listen, all that goodness aside, it is time to talk a little bit about PlayStation. But before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. Again, link down below to our merch. And also, hey, Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? MLB Mondays with Kyle begins on Monday. So tune in each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the MLB era season even. Kyle's going to be
everything works the way it's supposed to.
Everything works the way it's supposed to.
We'll be good.
Also, like a sidetrack too, a little sidebar. Thank you everybody for jumping in on the Star Wars Outlaws little like mini stream that we did the other day. Reaction to the story trailer, which we'll dive into more later. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of those because that was a lot of fun bringing y'all in and having conversations with y'all. It's really awesome. I got a really amazing comment from Brendan Myers who was just like, it was very, Bobby Paul's moment of me, our good friend, the Nintendo guru. Rest in peace, my friend. So I was just like, that's the ultimate compliment. I think that means we got to do more of these. So we definitely will. That said, this is something that Drellish and Marcus O'Neill wanted me to repeat because I keep on butchering it here on the show. So this is the first time I'm reading this, but it's about the By the Players monthly show run by the community. We need you to be a part of it. That said, this is what they write. Want to join By the Players discussion each and every month? Head on over to the link in the description down below or on our Discord to sign up for our game discussion in May. This month, we are talking about, yes, the amazing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You had time. You had 2 whole months. The sign-up deadline is April the 30th, so hurry for a chance to be part of a great discussion. Contact Marcus O'Neill or Drellish if you have any questions. Our Final Fantasy VII conversation back in February was amazing. Rebirth out. So many of y'all are beating it. I'm still at the, the Gold
Saucer?
Gold Saucer. There you go. I gotta get back in. Now I have to because it's By the Players.
I'm finally back in Nibelheim.
There you go.
So I'm close.
We're close. We're closing in. So make sure you head on over to our Discord, talk to Marcus, talk to Drellish, be a part of the conversation. We're going to be revamping Patreon in a bit. And I think one of the key goals that we want is to make content with you, with the community, make it more community focused and centric. Because honest to goodness, the By the Players talks are some of my favorite content that we do. It's just so much fun. So that said, it's time for our Patreon pitch, of course. If you like what you hear or like what you see, if we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really does help us out over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. If you could toss $1 our way. It helps keep the lights on. It's the reason why we look so good, we sound so great, is that your generosity. I want to thank our newest members, Max Grandal at the bronze tier and Amaze at the gold tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. Our platinum producers, Jay Shea, Jedi Master and Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla, Chaotic Monkey, Ryuko Kill 90, Steven Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximos, Chris Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silcanet, Desamine, Jadis Vaughn Metal, Mitchell Gramling, and Randy Hale. I want to thank our gold members, Cypher Primus, Doth, Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androzor, Astronaut Jr., The Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Captain Logan, Final Fan, XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stone Cold, E.T. Said so. Tino Six Speed, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bam, and Matthew King, Duh. Overlord, Dewane Roxa, Drellish, Rick Davis, Steph Midler, Samuel Nestling, Maximum Carnage, Solo, and the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for your generosity. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, it is time to square up the news.
First bit of news that we're squaring up comes from Rebecca Smith over at PS Lifestyle, and Rebecca writes, new God of War game hinted at by Santa Monica Studio jobs. Sony's Santa Monica Studio has many job openings right now, and some of those hint towards a new God of War game. Many of the job descriptions confirm the positions are for working on an unannounced project, and the previous experience required of some candidates suggests the studio is sticking with its familiar IP. Santa Monica Studio is currently working on multiple projects and seem to be recruiting for a couple of them. As noticed by Geekin' Out, the description for the Senior Combat Designer, Hero, and Senior Technical Combat Designer state that, quote, candidates who are fluent with the combat design choices, systems, mechanics, and enemies in God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok 2022 are preferred, end quote. The specific requirement seems to suggest the studio is working on a new God of War game as one of those projects. While fans will be hoping for a completely new title, rumors appeared at the end of 2023 that the original God of War trilogy would be getting a PS5 remaster. The studio has refused to comment on the speculation, and the listings don't do much to clarify the situation. In addition to those listings, 75% of the 24 positions available at Santa Monica Studio specifically mention a quote-unquote an exciting new project or a quote new unannounced title unquote. Details that have been gleaned from previous interviews and other sources suggest this could be a sci-fi RPG that may even involve creative director Cory Barlog. Barlog mentioned last month that, quote, some early things, end quote, had come together on his next video game project, implying the game was in the early stages of development. Now the studio is recruiting. Development looks set to go up a gear.
Ooh-wee, Kyle Stevenson.
Joseph Moran.
Do we want another God of War game?
Yes.
Why? Because it seemed like Ragnarok ended pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, we're not going to spoil anything here.
Nope.
Don't worry, I'll be creative with it. But why another God of War game? It seemed like the book's closed. Maybe we just, open up another book instead.
I've learned from my ways, and yes, I would love new IP, but we're getting new IP from Santa Monica. So if this is in addition to something new, the rumored Cory sci-fi RPG game, I'm all for it because I love me some God of War games. It's still fresh enough where it's like we just got it.
Right.
2018. It's 6 years ago at this point.
Isn't that nuts?
Which is wild for me. Yeah. Just saying that out loud, that kind of shocked me. It's like, did I do the math wrong? No, it's been 6 years. It's still fresh. It's not like every other year we're getting a new one. Yes, Ragnarok did come out. Oh my god, 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm way okay with another one. I love Santa Monica Studio. I love the games that they make. One of the best studios in the PlayStation first party family. So make what you want to make. I'm fine.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to have a known quantity behind something that you're making that's new and unknown. So, like, God forbid this sci-fi, RPG doesn't take off if it's the Heretic Project or whatever the code name was, or Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophecy. And maybe that doesn't, pop off the way that Santa Monica hopes. Well, they at least have a fallback position with God of War, something that's known and tested. And even then, like, it's risky because let's just assume, for whatever reason, Kratos is not our God of War. And let's be real, like, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Christopher Judge, even, in his acceptance speech said to Sonny, that's like, this is your franchise now. So it's like he's handing it off to him. So, what does let's just assume, an Atreus-led God of War game look like? What's his moveset's going to be? Is there going to be that feeling that we had with God of War, 2018, or just even the previous ones? God of War without his Blades of Chaos, without the Leviathan axe, does that still, like, grip you? Like, because I felt like, to me, don't get me wrong, I'm excited and I trust Santa Monica with all my heart and my soul. But, like, I am a little apprehensive because I feel like that franchise closed so well with Ragnarok that I feel like both of their arcs, though I think there's definitely something we can do with Atreus, I feel like Kratos' arc is done and it's
in a
fulfilled.
good spot.
It's in a really good spot, and I wouldn't want it to, he's tripped and fell into another pantheon that he's got to kill.
God, I hope not. Please don't do that.
He walked into the wrong neighborhood. Now he's fighting, I don't know,
the Egyptian gods.
Musin Cobb. Yeah, like, it's just, so I want to know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point of, like, is it needed, and are we in a good place? I think we're in a good place where it comes to Kratos and the God of War story. But that's exactly why I think if there is a new God of War game and it's not with Kratos, and it's with an Atreus or it's with somebody else, who knows, I'm okay because I'm there first and foremost for the narrative. Yeah, combat was great. Combat felt good. The axe felt great. Other weapons felt great. But to me, the last two games, 2018 and Ragnarok, the story is what kept me going.
Right. Story is king.
Story is king for me. Gameplay is 1B when it comes to the God of War games because they're great. But, like, that tale, that arc was so special that whatever comes next, if it's anywhere close to that level, I'll be okay.
Yeah. There are things that I want to explore, especially with Ragnarok, and one of the characters seeking something beyond their pantheon, that it's like, I want to know what is, like, the string connecting all these pantheons together. I want to know what happens when we wipe out a entire pantheon, like the Greek pantheon. What happens, right? Like, there are, it's been teased that there's, like, some type of cosmic universal thread tying these things. I think that's really interesting, because just going over to another pantheon going, oh shit, here we go again.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like,
I moved to a new school district. Oh boy, new friends, new enemies. Where am I going to sit for lunch?
It's the Sandlot kids, but instead it's God of War. So though there are some things worth exploring, I want to be, and it's now where I'm the consumer. It's like, now I don't know what that looks like, but I'm willing to give you a go. Sure. It's just, there are some questions like, is a God of War game, and I think even like the question I raised to them is like, obviously you don't expect this game to be bigger than Ragnarok in terms of sales. Like, where are you in your headspace thinking this thing's gonna realistically land? Because I don't want them to be like, yeah, it's gonna be like 8 times bigger than Ragnarok, right? Like, I want them to come at this with a clear vision and in the right headspace, right expectations to nail what they're gonna nail. Because you're right, I mean, listen, Santa Monica, I think at the end of the day, is their best studio. So I have faith. Even with the new IP that Corey's working on, I think we're going to see that this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're either going to see something from Neil or Corey. One of the
Sure. And like when it comes to whatever the next God of War game is, we get hints a little bit in the Valhalla DLC. There's some really fun story things that happen in that are very exciting. So I trust them implicitly.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to come up with a narrative. I'm not smart enough to iterate on combat. Just give me the controller with either a finished project or a work in progress build, and I will play it and give feedback. But that's where my expertise ends.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just excited that they are not forgetting the IP completely, because it still feels so new in this reboot.
Do you think they're working on the God of War collection?
That'd be super cool.
Right?
Because those games are great.
They are great. Touch them up a bit.
If they would look updated like these new games, my God, I will play. I've played them multiple times. I will play through them again.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. You know what's really cool to me?
Star Trek.
Oh, I need a new co-host. Anybody wants to come in, tag in.
Star Trek is pretty cool. Those movies are fun.
I like the JJ ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And okay. That's all I got.
Andrew Weber over at The Verge writes, Star Wars Outlaws trailer introduces you to the criminal underworld. It already seemed like Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws was going to play like Grand Theft Auto in space, and the game's latest trailer only heightens that vibe. It also reveals a proper release date. The game will be hitting the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on August 30th. The new glimpse at the game is mostly a story trailer, and it focuses on the criminal underworld, a key part of Outlaws. You're introduced to a crime family called the Zarek Besh, which is described as, quote, new, rich, and lethal, end quote. They also seem to hold plenty of sway over the rest of the underworld, including groups like the Hutts and Crimson Dawn. Naturally, they're after the main character, Kay Vess, as well. According to the trailer, Kay, along with her adorable axolotl-like companion Nyx, is forced to buy her freedom, which involves stealing a large fortune from the Zarek Besh. It sounds like a complex web, and it also appears that Kay will have to form a team of similarly minded scoundrels to pull it off. The trailer also shows off lots of iconic Star Wars moments, like the Sarlacc pit and a meeting with none other than Jabba. More importantly, there's plenty of Nyx.
Yes. Kyle, I want to know, because you're not the big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I am a fan. We've gone over this.
You're a fan. You're a fan.
Yeah.
I'll hold the gate open for you. Don't worry.
Cool.
What did you feel about this trailer? Did it get you excited?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm just messing with you. It's cool.
Okay. Okay. I was a little nervous.
I think the story set up and everything is cool. At this point, I want to see it more in action. Right. There were bits and pieces that look like gameplay in this trailer. I just don't believe that first trailer we saw is what the game will be, kind of thing. Like, that vertical slice is maybe too good to be true.
Yeah.
When we first saw it. So now that we have a date, it's in, oh my God, 4 months.
4 months.
Like, I want to see it more. We will at Ubisoft Forward in June. That's kind of like where I'm at now currently. Okay. I just let me see what the moment to moment stuff is.
Yeah. This game excites me quite a bit. I thought in the beginning this was going to be one of those, like, it's in the Jedi Fallen Order / Survivor timeline, like in between Revenge and New Hope. But this is between Empire and Jedi. So I want to see what the underbelly looks like when the Empire is at its full control. And just seeing how the Outer Rim in the Star Wars universe has always been full of chaos, even when the Empire or the Republic is at its full strength. Like it's still the Wild West, like no rules type of feel. So like there are things in the story trailer that I'm really interested in. I like the idea that we get this Jedi focused game, and then because we were having a little bit of debate in the chat of like, I do not want this main character to have any force abilities. I want her to be Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like, I just want a scoundrel game.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds super Mass Effect 2-ish.
Yeah.
It's like, go assemble your band of misfits, just like in Mass Effect 2. And I hope we get to go on like little relationship missions and I get to be like either a complete D-bag or like somewhere in the middle or a good guy, you know, goody two-shoes. Like, that's exciting to me. Seeing that we're dealing with like the Pike Syndicate, Crimson Dawn, like we're dealing with the drug lords of Star Wars is so much fun. And Easter egg that I didn't catch, Emilia Clarke's character from Solo's in it, Kira. She
really?
is, yeah,
Where
she
was
is
she in the trailer?
She's like a blink if you're and you miss it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So like we got a carbonite looking thing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Saw that.
Love how she's trying to negotiate with Jabba, and Jabba's like, "Come on, relax. Who do you think you are? Not me. That's who." So through the story perspective, I'm interested. The gameplay that we saw last year had me really excited, and I'm here to tell you guys something that's very controversial. If this just ends up being a Ubisoft checklist game, awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, give it to me. Just, you know, let me be in open environments, just completing little knick-knack questions, like, or, you know, quests. Like, cool. I don't care. I just want to be lost in these environments. As much shit as we give Ubisoft for those checklist games, they keep making them because people keep playing them, right? And they keep hooking people in. So like, yeah, everything I've seen has me hyped. That said, what I've seen the internet be not so excited about,
Shocker.
Pre-orders for this game. I know. Pre-orders for this game. The $100 and $120 editions come with 3 days early access to the game.
Okay.
Kyle, with some special bonuses as well. I think the $120 edition comes with the expansion pack.
Yeah, the season pass, I think.
Yeah, season pass, yeah. What are your thoughts on this, man? That's $120. That's $197 Canadian. That's too much money for a video game. I'm upset.
If you're familiar with Ubisoft and how they do their things, that's standard. I believe the
Sick
Far
of it.
Cry. I think the Far Cry 5. What was the last one? 5?
Yeah.
Far Cry 5 had something similar. I think it was 130, and you got the Steelbook, you got the season pass, you got a bunch of cosmetics and whatever. Right. So like that's kind of what Ubi's been doing for a little bit. I'm not like, again, I don't know what's in the season pass. Like that's the thing. Like how many expansions is it? Is it all cosmetic things? Is it one or two big story updates?
I think it's one or two big story things.
Okay, that lessens it a little bit. Like you gotta think of it, if it's two big expansions. Or big story things, you think what, $15 a piece minimum?
Yeah.
So that's $30 on top of the $70 game. That's $100, and then you're basically paying $20 for cosmetics and the chance to play 3 days early. It's not, when you parcel it out like that, it's not the biggest hit. Like I can see where they're coming from, but $120 right off the bat it's a big price, and then God forbid whatever Canadians have to pay for it. It's probably like a whole house. Like I don't know how the conversion works. So
well, their houses over there are expensive. You know, the healthcare ain't gonna pay for itself.
That's fair.
Yeah, no. So like, there's $110. Sorry, comes with a 3-day early access to the season pass.
Yeah.
Ultimate Edition comes with same stuff, and then Rogue Infiltrator bundle, Sabak Shark bundle, and a digital art book that no one is going to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. And to me, it's like, all right, now you get to vote with your wallet. Which one do you want, or don't want? Also, you could play this game at $17.99 a month with Ubisoft Plus Premium. So if you feel like you could burst through this game in a month, I mean,
go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. That said, Delicious Morsels writes in, "Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So we finally got a release date for Star Wars Outlaws, and I know Joe is over the that's no moon for it. I was too until I spotted a little text on the box that read, internet connection required to install, and it kind of killed my enthusiasm a little. Why are recent Star Wars games cursed? Last year, we got an incomplete on-disc Jedi Survivor, and now it looks like it to be the case with Outlaws. It's not like EA and Ubisoft don't have the funds to include a second disc. Hell, Square Enix just did with Rebirth not even 2 months ago. Now, and that completely ignoring the Disney money as well. It's a sad day for us physical preferring Star Wars fans." Kyle, this kind of addresses you more than me.
Uh-huh.
Knowing that you're going to need internet to install the whole game, does that kind of harsh your vibes a little bit on it?
I mean, I'm still going to get it, but I don't like that this is a more and more common occurrence, because $70 for a disc that has minimal data on it.
Yeah.
And God forbid I don't have internet when in the future, and you buy it for the first time and there's nothing on that thing. God forbid we enter the apocalypse and I really want to play Outlaws and I didn't download it yet.
I feel like you'll have a couple bigger issues.
Nope, not in my life.
You're in the Bezos bunker. You got nothing in the.
By the way, he had checked out the PS Store in Canadian. It's $169.99 Canadian.
Oof.
Oh boy,
that's rough. That's rough. That's expensive.
It's just I'm not a fan of having the disc just to be a key to unlock and install from a digital storefront. I'd rather have most, if not all, the game on the disc, and then updates or whatever to unlock the little last bit or something. It's just, I know I'm behind the times and I need to get with it, whatever, but it's just a bummer. I don't get it. Like, the technology exists to put it on the disc.
Money.
Stupid.
Money. Put what you can on the disc and then, spin it up. And
I feel like more people should be upset over this, because why are they charging full price then?
Because you're still getting the license for the game. It's like when I download it digitally, I don't really quote unquote own it. I own the license to play it.
Sure. Then why in collection editions am I not getting a disc with it? Even if it is this kind of bullshit.
Because you're getting the license on the code.
But I want the disc.
It's just, it's just like the corporate nature of it. It's like, how can we put this thing out in the cheapest way possible that maximizes our potential for profit? That's really just all it comes down to.
I understand it. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. I think it's dumb, and I think it's silly. It just goes to show that, like, when we talk about the Disney money, it's like, well, it's the Disney licensing fee, and that's probably very expensive for Ubisoft. Because I was even surprised. You take a look at the pre-orders, guys. I'm dumb enough to go out there and pre-order the statue of Nyx, the little furry boy that we all love.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, I just don't see. I think that is more surprising, and I think maybe it goes to show like how expensive that would be for Ubisoft to do because of that Star Wars license. Kyle, do you mind reading the next question while I look something up that just came to mind?
Drellis writes in, "Gentlemen, the recent Star Wars Outlaws trailer reignited my thoughts surrounding the canceled Respawn Entertainment Star Wars project. Their reported focus on narrative depth over aggressive monetization resonated strongly with us fans. This begs the question, what if Jim was right about his live service model's hunch, but was looking to achieve it in the wrong places? Perhaps a strategic shift was missed. Imagine a Star Wars live service experience prioritizing quality storytelling, a cornerstone of Respawn's success. Combine that with the enduring power of the Star Wars universe and its iconic characters, a potent formula for player engagement. Could this have been the Star Wars live service title that transcended platforms, captivating audiences and generating significant revenue? Did Electronic Arts and PlayStation leadership underestimate the potential of a well-crafted narrative within a beloved franchise? I think they did. The cancellation of the Respawn Star Wars project undoubtedly left a void. It prompts us to consider a fascinating alternate reality, a world where a different approach to live service games thrived. I want that reality. Take my money.
I think your reality costs a lot of money to make. Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds awesome, right? Like, creating something where, yeah, you are in the Outer Rim, you're a bounty hunter, and you're like, whatever the case may be, and you're fighting other Mandalorians, whatever. That sounds really cool. But I think if you are a big AAA publisher and you're making a live service thing, like, for example, I think you're making it for like the 5-minute mobile games that EA and Star Wars and EA, I think with Marvel do, right? Talking about your Marvel Snaps, your Galaxy Adventures or whatever it's called. Those games that are, hey, here's your little card game, here's your little Han Solo who's shooting Darth Vader game, that you can kind of log out, be AFK on, and get like fake currency for. Those make more sense because they're easier to make, develop, maintain than something that is a huge risk. So like Marvel Rivals, for example, right? We talked about that, what was it, a week or two ago?
Mm-hmm.
That is an expensive undertaking and risk for NetEase because they have to license the Marvel IP. Marvel and them have to make a game together and ship something that is in a field that's already crowded. Very dangerous. And then it may not work, and then NetEase is out even more money because of those licensing fees. So because there's so much risk in making a live service game, I just feel like if you're an EA, if you're a big publisher, you might as well just go out there and make a great original idea and then just try to monetize that without needing the Marvel skin on it, if that made any sense. Let me know.
I also think, like, outside of us and outside of a lot of people you probably listen to on other podcasts and other gaming content, most people, and I'm taking a stab here, could be wrong, most people in the public don't give two shits about narrative games. Don't really care about narrative. They're in it to just play games. They want to play games that feel good, that it's the quick adrenaline rush, and your Call of Duties, your NBA 2Ks, your Maddens, your very quick dopamine rushes of gameplay after a long day of work, and not have to sit down and soak in narrative stuff, which I live for. I know Joe loves, and a lot of you do. But like, we're probably a small percentage out there of most people who play games out in the public. They just want to get a game that's fun to play, your Overwatches and whatnot, and
not just that, but like, think about it. If you're EA or whoever, it's like, I just made, how I don't want to split the money that I'm making on this loot box with Disney on every single thing that comes in. It's great for Disney. How is it really great for me, EA? And I think that's where the mindset is. I think these games, like, what we're getting out of EA, what we're probably getting from Ubisoft is like probably their way of, the publisher's way of going, hey, listen, we need some things that we know are going to be a little less risky to do, and IP that people know, because we're becoming less and less we're becoming more and more risk averse. And maybe those games are big enough so that they help us make our original IP games. And I think that's what probably EA and Ubisoft and all of them are thinking about, is like, hey, how can we have our, tentpole, IP, original IP, our games of service games, our, licensed games? How do we broaden the portfolio? I think that's what they're probably thinking about, All right, Kyle, now let's talk about why they made Kay ugly in Star Wars Outlaws.
Is that a thing people are saying?
Yeah, people are upset because they don't like her chin.
How about people stop worrying about how video game characters look like? I don't know. Am I crazy for saying that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, People are dumb, dude. Like, remember when someone
God
had the
forbid
audacity?
You go outside, get some fresh air, and see everyone that's around you looking different. I don't know. Wild.
They're like, this actress, she's very attractive. They made her character ugly. It's like, remember when they photoshopped Black Widow of all people in the Captain America, was it not Civil War, Winter Soldier?
Mm-hmm.
And they edited her waist even more so, and people are like, she don't look real. It's like, that's you. How did you even think the audacity to use Photoshop on ScarJo? You know, it's like, she don't need it. I don't know. People are weird, and they need to go talk to a professional about that.
Can we close the gate on those people? I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, we'll close the gate on those.
Okay,
people.
All right, that's a
because I've got a had it with the discourse for the last month and a half. Oh my god, I've really have just had it. It's like, why are we talking to them? You know, it's like trying to discuss your mortgage to like a 7-year-old, and that's the reason why we can't have the Happy Meal. They just don't understand because they're children.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And they always have something to peddle you. Okay, Kyle. That said, patreon.com/PS buy our Founders pack for $1,500, and you could read this next story, sir. Did I break you?
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
What would
I'm so sorry.
A thought for later?
Yeah.
What would be in a trophy room season pass?
Ooh.
We'll come back to that later after I read Jordan
Maybe
Miller's...
that's a post-show question.
Could be.
Okay, I like that.
I think we were supposed to fight over something post-show, but
we are supposed to. I have something. Don't worry.
All right, Jordan Miller over at VGC writes, Bungie teases what's beyond Destiny 2 amid Destiny 3 speculation. Bungie executive creative director Luke Smith has teased plans for the Destiny franchise beyond Destiny 2. At the beginning of a live stream this week showing off Destiny 2's next expansion, had a burp, the final shape, Smith briefly teased plans to reveal the future of the franchise in the coming months. Quote, facing the witness is not the end of Destiny 2, and it's definitely not the end of Destiny, he said. After you face the witness, we're going to tell you what's coming next to Destiny 2 and beyond. We'll see you soon, end quote. Following a delay, the final shape is scheduled to launch on June 4th. It's set to complete the Light and Darkness saga, which has been building since the first expansion to the original game. Bungie has previously said that following the expansion's release, it plans to replace the game's current seasonal structure with an episodic one. During Wednesday's live stream, Bungie also announced the new Prismatic subclass, which combines the powers of the Light and Darkness for the first time. The official announcement lined up with a Reddit leak posted in February, when it was claimed that Bungie was, quote, working on a system called Prism that will allow players to mix and match abilities from different subclasses, end quote. Notably, in the same post, the leaker also claimed, quote, Destiny 3 in development under codename Payback. One of the big changes for Destiny 3 this is in the writing, by the way, for classes to no longer exist and allow any character to spec into any ability, since lore-wise, there's no reason you couldn't. Hunters explicitly learned Blink from Warlocks, and Blink isn't tied to a single element, hence the logic there, end quote. Since yesterday's news, the same Reddit user has resurfaced, claiming, this comes via Forbes, quote, I've seen some speculation on this front and want to set the record straight. Codename Payback does not mean we lose in the final shape, or after the 3 episodes, though, to be fair, I know nothing more than any of you about the episodes. The internal codename of Destiny 3 is not a reference to any story events. Rather, codename Payback refers to Bungie getting payback against themselves for creating something they hope everyone will love. I do not know if there are any plans for Destiny 2 items to carry over into Destiny 3, end quote.
This is, okay. First off, Kyle, you don't care about Destiny, right?
What is happening?
What did you just read?
Is this he said, she said stuff? Like, what's going on?
Well, there's a lot of interesting info here. So let's first break down.
To answer your question, though, I love Destiny 2. I played through the whole story. I had a great time. Oh, okay. It's just I didn't feel the need to go back. I've not once ever attempted a raid. I've not once tried any special things outside of it. I've only done solo stuff.
Okay.
In Destiny 1 and 2.
Okay.
I do always.
But I don't think you really experienced Destiny,
No,
friend.
you know, I'm shutting the gate on you. Okay, you're not allowed
Okay.
in my
All right.
gated community.
Okay.
Uh,
They made the ghost ugly.
I can't.
They really downgraded it.
Man, I can't fuck the ghost robot. It's not my thing.
No matter how hard it. Let me get that little
No.
ghost guy over here. I'll show you guys.
But like, I've always want the appeal of going back because I think Destiny feels great to play. It's such a great feeling game to play that I've want to go back and experiencing that kind of gunplay because I don't play a whole lot of first person shooter stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So I do get the appeal of wanting to go back and experience it, but it's also that same feeling of like, I haven't played in years. How am I going to catch up on the story? What's going on?
That's exactly the issue I'm having right now. Because I saw the gameplay of the final shape, and I'm like,
what was
it's
the
doing
last
a
one
lot of
that we loved the look of
Lightfall.
the trailers?
Lightfall.
I loved the way that game, that expansion looked, and then everyone said it wasn't great.
Then it was not great, and Destiny's been in a bad place ever since, really. And so the one thing that I think all Destiny fans really liked, including myself, is that we start with gameplay. There's no trailer, there's no whatever. There's just you are a I think a hunter, and you're doing all sorts of abilities around this one boss that you're fighting, and you're daisy chaining abilities together. So the coolest thing about this, the new prismatic class, is that you could combine spells together. So if you are a lightning based warlock, you can now all of a sudden put in void based energies and combine the two together, so you can make a gravity well grenade that gets people together, that's a void spell, and tie it to like a daisy chain lightning that electrocutes them at the same time. That's really awesome, and we're seeing that live in the gameplay. That's what the moment I was like, and I'm back in. I think the one thing that Destiny never had a problem with was the gunplay. Gunplay still looks phenomenal. It was just being able to get through the bullshit of just the class system and really just making the class that you want to make. And it seems like they're all about, hey, listen, let's just break it. This is the last expansion. Let's just break the shit out of this and have fun. And I kind of like that concept of like, let's just break the glass and let's just see what happens. Now, Nasty Boots writes in. All right. He has not many nice things to say. He says they need to let Destiny die. My question is how? Slowly, to the point that it gets so bad nobody wants to play anymore, or take it out back of the kennels and put one behind its ear. Jesus. Nasty's seen things and probably even done something. He might be in the mob.
Nasty, do you need a hug?
I don't know. Or a lawyer. Either way, they could bury it in the cemetery from Pet Cemetery, and it'll come back as Destiny 3, or for better or worse, up to you. So, first and foremost, I like what I saw from the final shape so much, I went to buy Lightfall. Okay. And I bought it, I got into it, and immediately I don't know what to do. And that's my first problem. There is so much at me at once, where it kind of feels like Warframe, where it's like it's really hard for newcomers to come into this universe because there's so much information just bombarding them and systems. So I feel a little overwhelmed. And I say that because community, come on into the Discord and be my Sherpa. Show me the ways, because I really want to get into the final shape in a bad way. But I think D3 is real. I do think they're working on it. And I think the final shape is very much a prelude to see, hey, what if we just make our Destiny guy be a mixture of anything they really want to be? Instead of having them combined in all these subclasses that we keep adding because the expansion pack needs another class. What if you just get to make, your ghost whatever they want to make them? So that has me super optimistic. I feel like that's a great plan for Destiny. I want to know for you, Kyle, the last thing here, if they're making a Destiny 3,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, even just framing the question's big.
Mm-hmm.
How do they do it without alienating Destiny 2 fans?
Mm.
Like, we're entering this era where the biggest problem we have here is that people play just 6 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
You play your Call of Duties, your Fortnite, your Destinies, and then like maybe another game here or there,
Yeah.
your Roblox and Minecraft.
It's like
That's about it.
a lot of these games are second jobs.
Yeah. So how do
They're
you tell
fun, but
people?
you need to be dedicated, and you need to be like, oh, there's this drop. I need to go farm a certain piece of loot so I'm ready for the raid, and that
Yeah,
takes, I don't know, a day and a half or whatever. But like, it's all
you're
you can
committed.
do if you want to be ready for what's coming next.
Because listen, Destiny ain't dead. Their servers just crapped out on them because so many people went to play it
Mm-hmm.
immediately after. So like the 24-hour span, they hit a peak of 122,000 players. And
Community
who
is
are playing
strong.
it right now, 93,000. That's on Steam alone.
Yeah.
Like I think we forget how popular Destiny is. Even at like a low point, the lowest point was 29,000. Like, and that's just one platform.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole lot. So, for me, it's how do you and can you like start fresh? Do you think in D3
That's
they
the
have
issue.
to?
That's the I don't know what the answer is, and I'm sure they've had plenty of meetings to go over it, because it's the way I somewhat felt, and on a much smaller scale, from FF7 Remake to Rebirth. I just played 100 hours of Remake, and now you're gonna take everything away from me?
Right.
You're gonna take all the material away from me? Like, I understand gameplay wise why. So you're not overpowered at the beginning, and there's a sense of growth and expanding your powers and
Mm-hmm.
learning new things. I understand why, but when it comes to like a first-person shooter, is it a story reason why all my guns are gone?
Right.
Is it just a gameplay thing, and be like, hey, guess what? I'm sorry, it sucks. We don't have a real answer for it, but they're all gone.
Yeah.
If you want that, keep playing Destiny 2. Like
And that's a
I
challenging thing. It's like then
I
you have to
don't
balance
know.
these two.
Exactly.
Yeah. You gotta
It's a tough
it's
question.
nuts. Yeah. And I don't have the answer for it either. It's something that just like the games as service live like service model that I think Destiny helped usher, it's definitely something that's going to be uncharted territory for these games as service games. Like, how do we evolve? Because, like, I mean, Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 was an Activision decision
Mm.
because Activision really likes sequels. Look at Call of Duty,
Yeah.
right? And Bungie did not like that at all. And so I feel like they kind of want to get rid of the two at the same exact time. They have just so much, like the game is so big, it's over encumbered.
Destiny
with
is a platform. It's not.
it's it's like a platform with so much
Yeah.
shit and so many ideas that like came and went, like competitive PvP, sparrow races, like yeah, those things are still there. They're not once what they once were. So like Destiny's evolved so much over time that like they vault items constantly and even straight up expansions to the game. So I feel like Destiny 3 is kind of something that they probably were like, hey, here's all the growing pains. This is what we want to this is what Destiny 2 kind of should have been. So I think the transition to 1 to 2 was easier because 1 was very flawed and 2 was able to give it that story, the enemies that you were kind of wanting from Destiny 1. It was an overall improvement. And so I think maybe there's lessons to learn from their transition from 1 to 2, but like we're in such a different field now. It's just crazy to see how and if they make it work.
It's a daunting task, and I think to go back to Drellis's question last topic of like maybe that's why narrative and live service don't go together, because you have this problem of like, how do we cater to players who have done this narrative story expansion but not and want to hop into this new one, but they haven't done this other one, and how do they make it fair and level for every single player? That's just a question that I feel would take way too much time and too many resources to figure out. So let's not worry about it. And when it comes to Destiny, I mean, I'm getting anxiety attacks just thinking about it. Because of how big the player base is, how much time and how beloved that most of the fans of that game that we know personally love. I'd be very interested to hear what they want from it.
Yeah.
Like, do they want to go in fresh? Do they want to go into like a new solar system and new Guardians? And is it like in the near future? Is it in the past? Like, where are we? What is the story reason as to why I can't play as my Guardian in a brand new installment?
I guess we're going to find out in the final shape. Guess we'll find out. You know what we're also going to find out? Will $70 games actually survive?
This comes from Andy Robinson over at VGC, and Andy writes, $70 games will go the way of the dodo, believes Saber CEO. Speaking to IGN, former interim COO of Embracer, Kark, discussed Saber's divestment from the troubled group and where he sees Saber's place in the market as a standalone publisher. The exec said he believes Saber, which encompasses studios like Nimble Giant, Star Trek Infinite, 3D Realms, Ion Fury, and potentially 4A Games, the Metro series, occupies a position between independent studios and AAA publishers. Kark cited Helldivers 2 as an example of the type of quote-unquote middle market game it would like to emulate. He told IGN that one of its upcoming titles, Space Marine 2, will retail for $70, but only because he's concerned audiences would see a cheaper price as emblematic of poor quality. Quote, I think that as games become more expensive to make, the $70 title is going to go the way of the dodo bird. I do, he said. I just don't think it's sustainable. Look, you remember the hype for Cyberpunk, which I think actually ultimately performed okay, but when the expectations are so high and so much money is put into one title, it's hugely risky for the company that's doing it. What if it fails? You remember what happened when Ubisoft a couple years ago, all their titles slipped out of the year, and then all of a sudden they were in an entirely different place. It's hard to recover from that. I think the market is going to shift to development which is not necessarily lower quality, but there's going to be an emphasis on trying to find ways to reduce costs, end quote. With thousands of job cuts announced across the games industry in the last 18 months, Kark now acknowledged that AAA development is going through a major shift and claimed that past trends of sky-high budgets and lengthy development periods aren't sustainable.
They aren't. I mean, we just talked about the God of War 2018 6 years ago. So can it in the chat. It's like we forget to realize like the most played games are 6 years old, right? Like it's we're at this peak in games where games are getting more and more expensive to make with seemingly no end in sight. They're getting longer to make, which means there's these big empty gaps of space where you're not making any money. They're becoming incredibly risky because they take so long and so much money. At the same exact time, you're competing against those 6-year-old, just platforms of video games. So like, yeah, what happens? I think the Cyberpunk example is a really good one where it's like, yeah, the game performed well at the end of the day, but I bet they had bigger and grander expectations than what it ultimately did. That being said, I do think that there is a middle ground to be had, and I do think, and I keep saying it because I believe it, Helldivers is the proof that $40 games, $30, like exploring that scale is going to be way more beneficial. That I think that $70 price tag carries a lot of expectations that I think almost all third-party games are failing to meet.
And I also think it's not educate is maybe the wrong way to phrase it. But we need to get players to understand that price doesn't always automatically equal quality.
Right.
And there's been many times on this show where you bring up the point, because people ask of like, is this really worth $20, or is this indie worth the $40 price tag? Like we need to be okay with games at different price values and taking what that game is giving us as what it is, regardless of price.
Yeah.
When it comes to the smaller games, when it comes to big AAA $70 games, if we get something that is a shell of what it should be or what they promised, then by all means, let's raise hell over the price of the game.
I mean, we even talk about like how we want narrative focused single player games, but like, I mean, look at a good one. A good example is like, look at Banishers of New Eden. Like we're both saying, we'll buy that on sale because like it's expensive for the money. Whereas like Helldivers
I have too many games to play right now.
I mean that too. It's just guys, there's other months than just February and October.
The next 3 weeks are nuts.
Yeah,
for Kyle
it's nuts
over here.
But like, you take a look at Helldivers, sure, it's a live service game, and even at that metric, it's a pay for live service game, and it's doing really well. But if that game came in at $60, $70, all of a sudden we have different expectations. For example, Rise of Ronin came out. That's a $70 game. I played Rise of Ronin. I hated it. I came around to, I was like, there's something here. I just wanna, and I got too frustrated with it today. I was like, I'm just gonna trade this in where I could get as much bang for my buck as possible, because it's an expensive ask to go, hey, here's $70 for something completely new. Have fun. Where I think games that shine are like games like Astrobot that are like bundled in with the console, right? It's like, it's not a risk. So you go out there, you check it out, and you go, oh my God, this team is incredible. This game's incredible.
I mean,
and now we're talking about a game.
What? Kano was 30, 40?
$30-$40, right? And like
Great
now
game.
we're taking a look at an Astrobot game, and we're like, yeah, I'll gladly pay X amount for that new game. You got a taste of it when it was bundled with your PS5, and now you're like, you know what? Next one, I'll go for it. Yeah. And I'm sorry for the Rise of Ronin slander in the chat. If you like it, I'm not here to yuck your yum.
Exactly.
Not here to like yuck your yum.
Love what you love.
Exactly. So like for me, it's just, it is getting, it is becoming a riskier proposition. Ghetto Barry writes in, hey guys, I'm noticing a lot of battle passes and season passes being added to $70 games prior and post-launch. Tekken 8 has a battle pass, Star Wars Outlaws has a little battle pass, and now Disney Speedstorm will make you use real money as opposed to in-game currency to finance yet another battle pass in an otherwise full-price retail game. Microtransactions including. These fads seem to be coming the norm as companies and developers need every bit of cash to help make games. But do you think there's other ways that they can make money back other than sale of their games? Cutting salaries of CEOs come to mind, but surely that cannot be a long-term solution. As always, take care. Love always, and hope you enjoy the eclipse.
I'm a gamer. I'm not an economist. I don't know.
Put that on the back of the box. Fun fact, my mother tried to watch the eclipse. She only bought one pair of glasses.
Sure.
And so we were sharing.
Yeah.
And my mom tried to cup her hands and look at her like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, my past president taught me this. I was like, stop it.
Miriam, don't do that.
I'm like, that's going to make it even worse. Oh my God. Anyway, so she's blind now. CEO salaries, it seems nice, right? Yeah. Even for me, I'm like, eat the rich. That would do nothing at the end of the day. It's a drop in the bucket. I mean,
I also think it's kind of a weird thing to ask or just to think. I'm not saying you're doing this, Ghetto Berry, at all. I'm just saying it's a weird thing to think of we're being the problem and we need to figure out how to make them more money.
Yeah.
And again, it's another back to like the Destiny question. I don't have an answer. I'm not a huge fan of microtransactions a whole lot, especially if they're just there to be there. But if they serve a purpose, fine. I'm okay with the season pass, but tell us what the season pass is first, instead of just saying season pass, and then we'll find out later what we're getting.
It's just such a gotcha. Like,
It's
we just want your money right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, tell me what the expansions are or just like a loose base of what it is, so I get an idea.
It's just maximizing profits at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How can, like, for example, Tekken 8 has a battle pass full price game. How can we get more money out of the Tekken players? Because fighting games as a whole are already a niche, subset of gamers.
I also think a battle pass in a fighting game makes sense.
Sure.
Because you're getting new fighters all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So new fighters add new fun things to do in that game. Exactly. That I'm totally okay with.
But like Disney Speedstorm, I have no idea what that game is.
I think it's it's the kart racer.
Kart racer,
which is fun. It's a good time. The microtransactions in that is wild, though.
Yeah, it's just how can we maximize? It's like what's the target for this game? And you're right. Like I'm no economist. I just think games need to be somehow made cheaper. And I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I think scopes need to be limited. I think we really need to know what the hell we're making before we start, putting the schematics together.
And even there, I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the boardroom. The Naughty Dog documentary only shows us so much, or what's it, Raising Kratos only shows us so much. Like I don't know how many meetings they have to agree on what the game will look like and what, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, like I've seen timelines of games that haven't existed yet. Right. And they're like, here's what we think. And then 3 months down the line, they're like, things have changed. And so like, sometimes things just snowball.
Yeah.
And like, how can I say, let's keep a tighter leash on these creators? I don't know.
I also think you can agree with me on this one. I will speak for both of us right here.
Yeah.
Don't lean into AI to make your games.
I mean,
like, granted, it's probably a cheaper option, but I want to play games where the people are using their creativity and making them, and not have a algorithm spit out generic stuff at us for a game.
And even when we say that, it's like, how can we realistically use those things as tools?
Tools are great. Outright it's just using AI? No.
Right. So how do we curb that use of making it actually useful? Because there's a lot of people like, this is actually some pretty good stuff. Makes my life a whole lot easier. But like, I think it's those things that we're going to see evolve over time that might scare a few people. And also less games. It sounds crazy to think, but like we're flooded with games constantly.
Just spread them out a little bit,
Yeah, a little bit. All right, Kyle, it's time for some flash news. Gotta run. Gotta go fast. Oh my goodness. There's something behind us.
So fast.
Kyle, somehow the automatons have returned. This comes straight from the Helldivers Twitter account. As suspected all along, the previous bot force was merely a vanguard. A massive fleet has now begun an assault of Cyberstan and the surrounding planets. Helldivers, hold back this unprovoked invasion. The fight continues. I love this game. It knows exactly what it is, and I just love how it puts out content in just these leaks that they themselves put out, that they themselves deny, that have you discover that like, no, it's not real. Fake news.
That they like the bots have overrun the Twitter account.
Yeah,
and like are tweeting binary code or whatever it is. Like they get it.
They get it, dude. This game is awesome, and I hope it really truly does live forever. It's so self-aware. It's ingenious. I can't wait. Because now it's like we might get urban areas. If we're invading this city, we're not just walking on moons. I want to see what urban combat's gonna look like with these sons of guns. All right, here's a big one, Kyle. This was actually big to me, and I think to you as well.
Yeah.
Vampire Survivors is coming out on the PlayStation 5. This comes through the Triple I Initiative showcase that was today, which was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of great games coming out. A lot of sequels to some big indie games. I saw, Slay the Spire 2? Ooh-wee.
Shout out to Undermine 2. Undermine's a game I've been talking about on here for a while. It's a great game. Getting a sequel. Very excited.
Getting a sequel. Vampire Survivors coming to PlayStation 4 and 5 this summer. No, really, this comes from straight from their Twitter account. And we're making DLC called Operation Guns that's based on Contra, out on Steam, Xbox, Switch, and mobile on the 9th of May.
Yeah, so PlayStation's not getting that DLC.
No. We gotta wait.
Sure.
We gotta wait.
This is very exciting. Vampire Survivors not being on PlayStation has been a meme at this point, which is why that trailer started with Greg Miller being like, "Hey, cowards, bring it to PlayStation. What are you waiting for?" And having screenshots of like, "PlayStation, please," because we've been asking for it forever. I can't wait to play it on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
Vampire Survivors is great, and also just on the AAA showcase, I think was a very well done showcase.
Very well done.
Try to decide how to say what I'm gonna say.
Just say it
without getting in trouble.
Okay, a little trouble's fine.
You know, Mike and I are like thrilled with how they messaged it because it's very much like stealing 6-1 indie messaging a little bit on showcases. Like, no ads, no fluff, just games. We're not going to charge anybody anything to have them included. We're a little bit spicy on that end, but
drama.
I think the games are great. They're also, I mean, let's be real. Is Prince of Persia an indie game?
Right.
Like we're already pushing the envelopes a little bit with what's a AAA. But I think gameplay wise, fantastic. They did bite themselves in the foot a little bit. I don't know if you saw this little controversy on it.
No.
During the countdown, like in
they made the countdown uglier.
No. They had like little text things pop up in the bottom corner of like, look forward to this game, whatever. And they straight up were like, "Hey, what's that Metroidvania with the insects? That looks like a really cool indie game." Like, don't raise the hype up that far.
Right. That was,
I understand what you were going for. Don't do that.
Well, listen, I like how I think, here's how I'll say it to you. This is how I'll break it. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair.
They're like, listen, we don't have a cool pigeon. We got, Ubisoft here, though. So to me, I think you both serve a really great cause.
We do. Yeah. We're just a little salty.
Well, yeah. You want me to fight them?
No,
I'll call their mothers up.
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's fair.
I have no ill will. They're all great people. They put on a great showcase.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
All right, spice aside, put it down.
It's down.
Okay. All right, Duke of Arrakis. Let's go. What did you feel about that Rogue Prince of Persia? Israel, and it's out on PC and other platforms later from Push Square.
I thought it looked awesome.
It looks really good, dude.
It looks really
Evil
good.
Empire. Y'all, this looks... But my only fear is, like, it's coming out so soon.
Yeah, May 14th. A month away.
When do you feel like... when do you feel like this thing will be finished? Or are we always going to be working on it? You know?
I'd say finished.
Yeah.
1.5, 2 years. I don't think it's going to be on PlayStation until then.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Because it can't be this year. It's too close to the Lost Crown. And at the same exact time.
Out, 4 months later? 3 months later?
Right. Yeah, so it's
wild.
Yeah, it's wild. That's why I'm like, is this like the nuts and bolts of it? And we're like, the framework? I don't know. It's interesting. It looked really great. I think it looked unique, unlike anything I've seen in a video game. That's for sure.
I know some people got to play it, so I'm excited to read previews and whatnot and watch people.
Oh, like so this is like behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, yeah. They had like a playable build and people played it. So
okay, fair enough.
Looks cool.
Maybe I asked you before or after the show. Hey Kyle, have you seen this? I've heard about this. PlayStation Plus game collection for April. Dave the Diver, Tales of Kinzara Zao, The Crew 2, and more straight from the blog. All right, here's a list of games. You ready for this? They
sneakily added something very exciting in here, by the way.
Right? Nuts. Dave the Diver, Tales of Kinzara Zao, Animal Well, Day 1, May 9th.
Surprise!
Holy crap. Go download that game. Oddballers, Construction Simulator, The Crew 2, Raji, and Ancient Epic, Lego Ninjago movie video game, Nor, Play with Your Food. You put your fingers in it. Deliver Us from Mars, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Masa Mia Chronicles, Mamma Mia, Stray Blade, I'm sorry, PS Plus Premium / Classics, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare on PlayStation 1 Classic, Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, The Hidden Empire. This is the one I was talking about a few weeks ago, where it's kind of like point and click-ish.
Got it.
I did not know this also came on PS1. Medieval, the classic.
The old one, not the remaster.
Not the remake on PS1. Una writes, hey guys, hope you're both doing well. We now have PlayStation Extra games for April revealed. My question is, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Are you kidding me? What? Listen, whoever's in charge of getting day one PS Extra games, let them keep cooking. Are you kidding me? To sneakily put in Animal Well being a day one on May 9th? Yes, please. On top of Dave the Diver next week. On top of Tales of Kenzaro Zao in 2 weeks. Then we get Animal Well, 2 weeks after that? Day one? Yep. You're cooking. You're
by
cooking.
Far the best extra lineup, and it's not even close.
Absolutely. I've heard great things of Deliver Us from Mars. Raji is a cool looking indie that has been on my backlog for a while. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Crew 2 is pretty big. Like Lego games are always fun time. It's a good month.
This is what we've been preaching since literally day zero when it was Project Spartacus. It's like highlight indie games.
Yeah.
Highlight these games that don't get the big budgets like your God of Wars. Put them in these lineups. They're important too, and they're going to get people to sign up. I think Dave the Diver is the biggest one here, arguably, because it has so much, it has such a reputation on itself already. Mm-hmm. But like Tales of Kenzaro Zao looks phenomenal. Animal Well is my game of the show at PAX East. So it's like stellar. Mm-hmm. This is just stellar. If you're a PlayStation Extra, person, here it is. That said, Premium / Classics. Okay. There's no reason. Unless you want to stream your games. There's no reason. All right, Kyle. You ready for this next bit of news?
Oh, yeah. I'm the one that told you about it today.
Okay. Let's just get it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Dead Space 2 remake reportedly shelved following lackluster sales of the first game. This comes from VGC. According to Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, who was discussing the developer Motive's current projects following the news that EA made the studio of its wider Battlefield development team. Quote, they were working on Dead Space 2. Now they're no longer working on it, he claimed on Wednesday. It is on the shelf because the first game had lackluster sales. Come on, guys. I'm just pissed. Is how it's phrased to me. Unquote. Mm-hmm. According to the studio's plans on Tuesday, Motive GM Patrick Klaus said, the directors who delivered our Dead Space remake in 2023 will build a team at Motive to work alongside the Battlefield studios, around the world creating what's next for Battlefield, a universe across both multiplayer and single-player experiences.
Can I give a somewhat hot take?
Go for it.
We don't need another Battlefield.
All right. Here's a hot take. First off, how dare you?
I'm just saying, I'd much rather get a new take on a survival horror game. A beloved franchise whose studio got taken from us way too soon.
Yeah.
I'm just bummed because I played that remake day one. It was a great time. I've never experienced
amazing remake. One of the best ones.
I was hoping to continue the story in the remake versions, and you put in here the tweet from Jason Schreier of also Jason saying, yeah, Dead Space is now on ice again. EA's Motive explored ideas for a new entry early last year, but none were greenlit. Chief hope was for a new game, not a remake of Dead Space 2, despite today's rumors, although both ideas were explored. I would have loved to play a brand new Dead Space game. a new story and everything.
Expectations need to be in check. Like, look at RE4 remake, 7 million copies sold.
Mm-hmm.
Huge success for Capcom. That's what Capcom says, right? Huge success for them. Dragon's Dogma 2, 2 weeks, 2 million copies sold. Huge success for them. What does EA want? What are their expectations for Dead Space? It's always been unrealistic since day one, and it pisses me off. I'll say this. We don't need another Battlefield game. We need another Battlefield game because I love Battlefield, and I think those games they're special to me. Battlefield 3 is still one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
That said, here's my hot take. They don't need single player games. This is obviously a shuffle because of the Ridgeline studio closure, and that they need to finish whatever single player thing that they were working on prior to this game. And I think, listen, as I'm saying it out loud, I understand it's a very hard sell to go, hey, make me a Battlefield game. I mean, they tried it with 2042, right? Where it's just multiplayer and charge me $70.
Mm-hmm.
Again, explore the goddamn scale. You know, what we talked about not even 10 minutes ago, where it's like, maybe the next Battlefield game is not $70. Maybe it's not $60. Maybe it's like a Helldivers 40. Maybe you could then create a battle pass around that, or an ecosystem around that, and make it something that people want to, play. Because I guarantee you, when this game comes out, they're going to be like, it has its single player, it has the multiplayer that it has a roguelike mode, it has, a battle royale mode, an extraction. Like, it's going to pelt you over the head with all these different modes that, like, at the end of the day, half are going to close because it's just too big and broad. Unless you're a bad company, you really do not need a single player story in a Battlefield game. That's not why I'm playing Battlefield. But the experience needs to be tight and pure, and just focus on, okay, maybe the next Battlefield isn't $70. Maybe it is something cheaper. Look at Apex Legends, for Christ's sakes. I'm going to punch a wall. It's just, you're coming into this already very cluttered field with first-person multiplayer games. I don't think the single-player story is going to be the thing that entices folks to go out and play Battlefield. I think it's there to quote-unquote enhance its value so that they could give it an excuse to be $70. And this comes from a hardcore Battlefield fan, by the way. Been playing since the original. I love Battlefield. Yeah, we don't need this.
I'm just trying to find out actually how much Dead Space sold.
I don't think they ever really said it out loud.
No, but it was the second highest selling game last January.
It came out at the end of the month.
It seems roughly around 2 million copies sold.
Yeah,
from what I'm gathering.
Punch a monitor.
But I don't know who's in charge of, like you said, setting these expectations. Going back to Guardians of the Galaxy. Why is that a flop? Why is Tomb Raider looked at a flop? Why?
Can get my blood pressure up.
Legit don't know what they expect. It sold fine. Did you make money on it? Cool. Great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore.
I know.
I'm not.
If I had hair, I'd be ripping it out.
Yeah. Fucking hey.
All right, you want to get happy about things?
We just got Dead Space back.
And they took it away.
Just got it back.
Just got it back, man. It's already an obscure horror game.
I'm a fan because of the remake, and now I don't know when I'll ever follow it up, because I can't play the remake and then go back and play the old Dead Space 2. I can't do that. My brain will not allow me to do that.
I understand. Kyle, do you want to go take this review by review? You want to go back and forth?
Sure. Do you want to start? You want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Here's the Fallout Show review roundup. We're talking TV now. Get your economist hat off.
We're over on the media
producers.
Tab.
That's right. Oh, there you go.
Press
I'm stuttering all night today.
Press the R1.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's fine.
IGN gives the Fallout show a 90. A bright and funny apocalypse filled with dark punchlines and bursts of ultra violence. Fallout stands up there with The Last of Us among the best game adaptations ever made. Brilliantly constructed, its three distinct leads travel through a clearly linked storylines that build to a fantastic finale.
Ooh, high praise, high praise.
High
Variety gave it a 90. Bizarre, but intensely fun. Fallout is like nothing you've ever seen. For that reason alone, you won't be able to turn away.
Collider gave it a 70. Fallout fully embraces story and world of the video game franchise through its immense world building and might alienate newcomers.
And The Independent gave it a 60. What Fallout lacks in narrative coherence, it makes up for in sheer cyberpunk chutzpah. That may leave non-gamers a little baffled, but for those already invested in this atomic dust bowl, it should prove a satisfying, if not sensational, extension of the franchise. Just about more bang than whimper.
You know why I put The Independent there?
Why?
I was going to read it going, Trent Krim, The Independent. Nice little Ted Lasso reference.
That's great. That's great.
Ooh, Fallout looking good. M9 Prime writes in, with the Fallout show releasing soon, do you think that Microsoft will do anything to promote the game around the same time? Even if it's just a remaster or something like that. Like when The Last of Us TV show aired, we got The Last of Us Part 1 remake. Actually, we got that a few months beforehand, but nonetheless, I know what you're saying. I know Xbox is fully backwards compatible with the old games, but it would be awesome to get Fallout 3 plus New Vegas in a double pack that works on PS4 and PS5. Because on Sony platforms, those games are locked to the PS3 and are still stellar games. They are already releasing older games on PlayStation and these really old games, so it could be a way to get players to dip into the back catalog at a full price. Yeah, Captain Logan kept on echoing how, oh, isn't it strange? Fallout, they have a sale on it. But when the Last of Us TV show came out, you know, that game was full price. Ooh-wee. I'm like, Captain Logan, let me tell you, Mr. Captain Obvious, more like it. You know, what do you want? What do you want? You know? Kyle, throw some shade at my good friends. I want to know. I want to know
people you choose to be friends with.
I don't know, man. They just hang around me when I'm trying to play a game. You know? Kyle.
Yeah.
First off, are you going to watch the Fallout show? Are you excited for it? And what do you think? Like, what type of like cross promotional things can they do to get people in the game? We see that there are some sales on the Xbox store and whatnot, but like, do you think they could go a little bit more?
They probably could go a little bit more. I definitely think it's only a net positive, right? For them to do something about it. I don't know if it's. I mean, I won't throw it out the window completely because whatever the Xbox show in June might have a remaster or a remake or something there. I would not be shocked if that doesn't happen, but I could see them being added to PS Plus in May.
Sure.
As part, unless they're already there.
I know some Bethesda titles are on.
Yeah, so like I could see that being just a, hey, checked out the show. Play it on PS Plus. We've got New Vegas. We've got Fallout 3. We've got, I think Fallout 4 is on there.
Yep. It's surprising to me because like they announced like early last year that they're working on a Fallout 4 current gen SKU for both Xbox and PlayStation. So like it is surprising to me that hasn't at least gotten a date for that, because I feel like that would make a lot of sense. You know, drop that port near the release of this, or maybe it's a few weeks afterwards. It's
right
weird
now,
that's not there.
Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are on PS Plus.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like first off, I've always had very high hopes. I think every trailer sold me more and more on this show. Super happy that like we're gonna get this first off all at once. I wish they 1 week at a time. You know, I don't like to binge stuff, but to see it do so well goes to show that we're having, first off, serious studio, showrunners in these positions where they're like, hey, listen, you know, for these guys, we made Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go make a video game
Let's not
adaptation.
half-ass it.
Yeah, let's not half-ass it. Like, you know, you got oh my God, Craig Mazin who did Chernobyl, and he's just like, I'm gonna go make the last one. Like, that's awesome that they're being taken goddamn seriously, unlike the Halo show, which is still an abomination to me. He like, just gets a suit. He just like he's in a fucking fleece vest. I'm sorry for the costume. It's an explicit show. He's in a fleece vest for 7 out of the 9 episodes. Are you kidding me? He's the Master Chief. A fleece vest?
I was going to say, for years, we've lived through terrible video game adaptations. Like, I love The Rock. Doom, not great.
Listen, case in point, they did make the Master Chief sexier. We saw his cheeks, and that show sucked. All right?
Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne. Not great.
What are we doing here? Where's my kid? Where's my family? I'm having nightmares.
Say hello to your mother for me. So
I'm gonna go to the Catholic Church.
I do love that, like you said, that the showrunners are taking video games seriously.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're getting a lot of love behind it. Like, I still haven't watched it just because everything has fallen to the wayside, but Twist the Metal Show. People love that. And
it's a good show.
It may be a little bit campy and not like on the same level of The Last of Us or what seems to be like the Fallout show, but
nowhere close.
They're caring about the IP.
Yeah.
And they're actually trying. So I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm really excited. And I'm thinking maybe this gets me in the door because like Fallout is a series that like I love the aesthetics. I could just never get into them.
Yep.
So maybe this opens the door where I walk in going, you know what? I get it. The gunplay's booty, but I'm going to go back to, you know, Fallout 3 and I'm going to try it out and I'm going to see it crash on my old PS3.
On paper, it's a Kyle-ass game.
Yeah.
Could never fully invest myself in it, and I don't know why.
Also, Nisa puts out a very good point. Marvel 97. Oh my God.
I need to start it. I haven't yet.
Dude, it's so, oh my God, wild. And this last episode, where are they going?
And all jokes aside, Nisa also said the Sonic movies are doing well too.
Yeah,
like we're doing great with video game adaptations. So
yeah, we are doing good. All right, I'm gonna get your name right this time. You ready for it, buddy?
I believe in you. I believe in you.
Kosciuszko.
There you go.
Nailed it. What do you think, brother? Let me know in the Discord. G'day, legends. Oh my. Been a while since a question. If you could choose an Easter egg for the new Fallout show, what would you include? A bit of an obvious, but I want to see a SPECIAL book in the background as a nod to the beginning and someone collecting the bottle caps or spending them. Also, the new Outlaws trailer was oh my goodness, why would you say this word, dude? Yeah. Banger. Sorry, Joe, I'm on Team Banger. You know, I'm not gonna make a big deal.
The correct team.
Wrong. I love the Crime Syndicate feel to it. Hope it's gritty as Andor. God, right? Okay. So, I don't know anything about Fallout, but I do hope we see like a I don't know, Dovahkiin helmet from Skyrim.
Oh, like just Bethesda level Easter egg.
Yeah.
I would love, and I haven't watched a trailer for the Fallout show.
Oh, really?
Since the Game Awards one, I think.
Okay.
And I forget if it was used in the trailer, so forgive me. But I would love to just hear like Country Roads playing on a radio as you're walking around the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like little hints of the previous games.
I want to hear Ron Perlman's voice.
Oh yeah,
war never changes. And I'm sorry you're hearing a crying dog in the background. I have no idea what's going on right there. No idea. I told them, hey, listen, let's not put her in the cage because I'm recording the show, but they're insistent.
I mean, like most of the Easter eggs of what I know from Fallout, or I'm pretty sure will be in it. Like Nuka-Cola's definitely probably in the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The Vault, the Pit Boy, most definitely probably in the show. It'd be fun to see a character kind of just freeze and then do VATS, and they're doing VATS, but they're just standing still. Like, what's going on? That's weird. What are you doing?
What's this guy doing? Yeah. All right. I dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna watch it.
I
I'm
have a
gonna enjoy
3-day
myself.
weekend this week, so maybe I will.
Yeah,
I'll catch up on my non-video game media stuff because
there you go.
Joe, I still haven't watched Spider-Verse 2 yet. I haven't watched Turtles,
All right, that's the less unforgivable, but still not
but
great.
like, I feel bad.
Yeah, no, because you're a movie boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Take an Uber. Go watch Dune 2 instead. All right, ready for this, Kyle?
Eh. An Uber for me, that's like $100.
Yeah, you're right. You live in the sticks. It's worth it. It's Dune. Kyle,
Yeah.
what you been playing, dude? Quickly, what you been?
Nothing crazy. Some things I can't talk about.
Oh, look at you.
But like I'm hopping between MLB The Show and Rebirth.
Okay.
Like I mentioned last week, the rewards for playing MLB The Show are less and less, and I'm feeling less of a pull to play it, which sucks. Hopefully they'll listen to the community because I'm not alone on that front, and they make some changes there. But Rebirth, I'm just enjoying every second.
Nice.
I'm still taking my time. 70 something hours in now. I will try to have it done before or by the players meet up. I will have it done. I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak into an existence. It will be done. Whether or not I'll have the platinum by then, that's a different story. But I'm going for it.
Okay.
I just, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it. Dragon's Dogma threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm off Dragon's Dogma and I'm dabbled with Rise of Ronin, I'm like,
Sure.
you know what? Let me go and dive back into Final Fantasy. So I'll be back in the Golden Saucer. I should have that beaten by the time we get to Stellar Blade. I'll have that
Okay.
beaten. It's been, work's still been a little nuts lately. So like when I'm having my times off, like I'm right now in the gaming lull where it's like I don't really want to touch anything right now. I just kind of want to watch passive media. So like Shogun, holler at you, dude. What a stellar show, my goodness. But like, the game I have been playing that I've purchased quite a few things on is one of those platform games, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Been playing Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, have you?
I've fallen back in love with it, dude. They've changed a lot of things, like so many things around. Like the vest, just like the item inventory of how you search for things, how you gain health. Like there's a lot improved on, and yeah, I'm with the boys, and we're just dropping in, and it's exhilarating, man. It also feels good to know that like the team's not on my back, that I'm not the best one, so I could kind of just relax a little bit. I love
ride
when
some
I'm
other people's coattails.
exact for a change.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these guys suck, dude. Anyway, especially that Luke Lore guy. Oh my god, no, he's actually a terrific sniper, and like that's the thing. I'm learning how to snipe again in Call of Duty, especially like drop off of the bullet. Like I'm just having a lot of fun. And like Snoop Dogg's in there for some reason. Cheech and Chong are in there.
Do yourself a favor, Joe.
Yeah.
Because I know you only watched the main event of WrestleMania Night 2.
Oh God, is Cheech there?
Watch the 6-man tag team match between the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, and I think they're called the Last Testament or something like that, with Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. Snoop Dogg was on commentary, and he legit said at some point, I tweeted it during my thread of, do they know that that's made of metal? Like, just saying those obvious things and just being a fan and being on commentary. It was fantastic. It's a great time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, Snoop Dogg said I can't take it seriously. But I did get like one of the Godzilla skins, not the $80 Godzilla takedown thing.
There's an $80 thing?
Yeah. And everybody's like, this is the dumbest thing ever. What are you doing? But I got the
people.
So like, there's probably
yeah.
You got the Kong skin, which is actually pretty dope. The Godzilla skin, which is actually pretty dope. And then I got the Shimu skin, which is like a cool like white, like it looks like Ghost from Ant-Man or like from like
okay
Destiny. So I'm like, yeah, let me let me get this. You know,
Okay.
I got the battle pass. I'm in, dude.
Hey,
I spent like good $40
when does Sea
for
of
sure.
Thieves come to PlayStation? When you hop on that train?
Sea of Thieves comes out first off beta right now,
Yeah.
as of talking this weekend. Um, in over 250 trophies
I
to
saw
this
that.
game. I have half of them on the Xbox version. So I legitimately, when I pop that game, I automatically get the trophy pops. I feel like I'm going to have 5 minutes of just trophies popping in that one
They've
game alone.
confirmed that it will work that way?
Yep.
Okay.
Just pop in. I have all my stuff. So I'm super excited, dude.
That's
Sea of
a few weeks
Thieves.
away, right? Is that end of
Yep.
April?
24th is the early access
Okay.
stuff, if I'm not mistaken, and the 30th is like this is it. And apparently
Jesus.
this is like the game that Xbox is going to measure the success of. So
Mm.
PlayStation guys and gals, if you want more Xbox games on your PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
this is the ultimate test. Please, I want Halo on here. All right. Sidebar, maybe this is proving a point. I am looking to sell my Xbox. I think it's time. I kind of want a cool PC now, you know, for like all the Game Pass stuff because my Game Pass is about to go away.
I mean, I know
And I think,
why. I'd hold
yeah,
on to it.
yeah.
You got indie later this year.
But that's the thing. If I just have it on PC, I have the best version of indie.
Oh boy, we've lost Joe to the PC crowd. Oh no.
I think you might. I have the
Oh,
urge
oh
to
no.
go spend $13,000 on a PC that has lights and hoses connected to it. You know,
Oh my god.
my one buddy's trying to convert me real bad, but like for the price of me selling the Xboxes that I got, it's a GPU right there. You know,
All right.
graphics card. That's what they call it,
Is that what they call it? Okay.
I think. So yeah, no, I'm very excited for Sea of Thieves, nonetheless. That's it, Kyle. Are you holding on to anything, bud?
I got some post-it notes.
Oh, I got Persona 3 Reloaded.
I got
Prepare.
what's this? Oh, Persona. Got it.
What's this? What's the game that kids like? It's these. First off, Persona 3. Did not know this in the intro, so it's not a spoiler of any kind. It looks like you get to the other world by like pointing a gun and shooting yourself.
I didn't play 3, so I don't know.
Okay, the first character you point, like you walk in, they're already strapped. I'm like, I thought this was Japan. We're in Texas. What are we doing? She's like, I got this, stand by me law or whatever, and I gotta like shoot you. And then she's like, oh, it's only kidding. It's not real. I'm like, what? Well, that's so dangerous. Anyway,
have you heard about the game Buckshot Roulette?
No.
It's legit just why am I blanking on the name? Russian roulette. With like like an inscription like enemy on the other side.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway,
it makes me uncomfortable.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. April 10th. Broken Roads on PS5 and PS4. House Flipper 2. This time it's condominiums on PS5. Soko Frog on PS5, PS4. April 11th. Let's Revolution. PS5, PS4. I like that. Yeah.
It's like a Minesweeper puzzle game thing. It was at PAX East.
Okay.
I saw the trailer a while ago. It looks fun and interesting. It looks cool.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Loretta on PS5, PS4. The Kinderman Remedy. PS5, PS4.
Related to Slenderman, you think?
Maybe they're giving out Kinder eggs.
You know
like
what? Let me look it up.
All right. On April 12th, Outer Terror on PS5 and PS4. All right, Kyle. Here it goes. As you read that.
The most blasphemous, diabolical, and insane management game ever created. Aided by I don't know what is this word? Lascivious nun in a grim prison, rig executions, conduct hard experiments, and do the unspeakable to cook up your cure-all. The Kinderman Remedy. This is a management game, but you play as a nun that is
Torturing people. Okay.
Whew, okay.
All right. Hey, listen, I'm not here to judge.
Absolutely not. Not what I expected.
Not what I expected at all. Well, I did get the Easter bunny, so like I kind of got close to none.
Fair.
You know? Never gonna forget the sacrifice the Easter bunny made.
Never.
Never. Never. Never. How did we get shitting out,
chocolate eggs?
Bunny eggs. Yeah. From like Jesus' birthday. It's wild.
Yeah. I would like to know who at Hallmark.
Again, it's like pagan holiday for realsies, but like I'm just saying, like even through the pagan holiday stuff, like how did you get from rabbit shitting out chocolate eggs?
So yeah, we got Santa who comes down a chimney and delivers presents. Halloween, you just go to other people's houses and get candy. Valentine's Day, your loved ones give yourselves candy. What being can give children candy on the day Jesus resurrected himself?
Well, get a rabbit, you see? Kids love rabbits.
That's right. Chocolate eggs, jelly beans.
What about, jelly beans?
Oh, we're on to something.
Right?
Go outside and tell them to go find some eggs.
I get the crucifixion's a hard sell for a 7-year-old, but if we got jelly beans, it might sell them well on it.
Ay, ay, ay.
You don't get it, kids. They were tossing eggs at him. Eggs, they say. All right. I didn't even go in 1940s.
Also, I know we're a few weeks removed now from Easter.
Sure.
The gall of Cadbury to have the same commercial for our entire lives.
What do you mean?
With the little lion with the bunny ears? It was like filmed in 1992, and they still run it every year.
Kinder.
No, not Kinder. Easter. Cadbury. The Cadbury eggs. Like their commercials, it's legit the same commercial. It looks like it's from the 90s still. Just like different lions. They're auditioning for a new Easter bunny, and it's like a lions or whatever.
Oh. Yeah.
It's the same commercial every year.
Man, that just.
Oh, Nisa dropping some knowledge for us in chat. Okay. Rabbits are a symbol of birth and regrowth.
Oh.
Didn't know that. But why are they shitting out chocolate eggs though?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll never know.
Where are the chocolate carrots, you know?
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for the last segment, but our favorite segment of the show, Kyle?
Yes, I am.
It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
Take it away, Kyle.
Ghettoberry writes in, hey guys, I'm finally playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time, and I'm enjoying it. Do you have any helpful tips in getting the most out of this game? I've just been anointed a Seeker and already infiltrated my first cauldron, so I like to think I'm still early in the game. Any helpful tips would wisely be appreciated. Cheers, guys, and love always. Congrats on playing a great game. Finally.
First off, yeah, it's great.
Any tips? Like, don't rush through. The just like main golden path thing. There's some fun things. Like side quests get better in Forbidden West for sure. But there's still some fun things in Zero Dawn. Explore every nook and cranny.
Get used to tear arrows.
The what? Oh, tear arrows are. Yeah.
Remember about ripping out that armor is more important than anything at the beginning.
And actually, like, taking time to carve out the important materials from enemies and target them, because then you can pick them up for resources.
Yeah.
Those are for sure a key.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like, don't be afraid to experiment and like plot out something carefully before really diving in on that, like one enemy is, I think, the best example, like the best
tripwires.
Thing I can give you. Tripwires are great openers, and if you could just kite them over to that position and then start using, once you explored all the weapons, you could start using the ones that you're the most comfortable with to go and fight the big baddies.
Set like the bombs that you can set to. Those are great. Yeah, really use all of Aloy's tool set, because you could just use arrows and be fine, but it gets a whole lot of fun when you can plan out a death trap for these dinos.
I was also gonna say maybe Ghettoberry, maybe. I don't know, depends. We'll see what the remake looks like. Because I'm like, maybe wait for the remake.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It is happening.
Maybe it comes out this year.
Who
I don't
knows?
know. I don't know. So like maybe it refines some things. Maybe it's like, hey, listen, it's just a glossier looking paint over something, and maybe
The quality of life
there is,
improvements from Forbidden West.
yeah, into this game as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Enigma writes in, okay, WrestleMania just wrapped, and we had an appearance by the final boss, The Rock. Who are some of your favorite final bosses or big bads in media? I mean, Sephiroth is up there.
Right? He has to be numero uno.
He's big time. Final boss.
Final boss. This always gets tricky for me because my memory's quite garbage. But
honestly, Elden Ring, terrible final boss.
Oh, you don't like the big giant whale?
Nope. Definitely not.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's a little bit anticlimactic.
Radigan's cool.
Radigan's awesome.
That's a cool part one of that fight, and then we get the giant star blob.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
It's true. God, let me get the sword.
Oh,
Sword Saint Eshin from Sekiro is phenomenal.
Gehrman is awesome.
Gehrman, yeah. Technically, final boss, but
Yeah.
that's stellar final boss.
Yeah.
I'm
just looking over at my shelf.
Yeah. Take a gander. Let's take a look. Because final boss, it's difficult, right?
Handsome Jack and 2 is a good time.
Okay. I mean,
and just in media in general, Thanos.
Yeah. Oh, media in general. Yeah, absolutely Thanos. You kidding me? Boulder from that God of War there we were talking so highly about. What else?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something. Thinking.
Oh, I just.
I don't know. What's that good? Oh, I can't really. We can't dive into Ragnarok.
No.
Too heavy.
I just thought of one and it's gone.
Right.
Shit.
Let's see. Let me try to get my memory back up. Best boss fights. I'm using Google. Google's gonna help me in games. It's gonna jog my memory. Because again, my memory's garbage. Yeah, I think Wehrman. I think Baldur's.
Was the Mass Effect 2 final boss a good one? I can't forget. I can't remember. Which
Mass
again
Effect 2
lies in the
boss?
problem.
No, that's the thing with final bosses are usually
mission stuff were great.
Yeah, like that leading up to the suicide mission is phenomenal. Honestly, Bowser? How can we forget Bowser? What do you mean?
I mean, Bowser's cool.
N64 Bowser doesn't do it for you? Come on.
Not spoiling it because it's fresh. I love how Last of Us Part 2 ended.
Fair.
That is a very good really final boss, quote unquote. It kind of is.
Kind of is, right? That's pretty good. I definitely allow. Yeah, you're right. That is a boss fight. I don't think of it as a boss
you don't
fight.
think of it, but it it is.
It's weird. I feel like it's more with me. It's more about the journey than the destination in games. Because like nothing, like boss fights, like some of my favorite games, like Halo, not really known for its boss fights.
I think the best example of like a really good final boss, and no joke, is Sephiroth.
Yeah.
He is like, I feel like the gold standard in the remake. I don't know how Rebirth ends, so I have no idea.
Don't be a dick.
Forbidden West. I can't think of who the final boss is. Burning Shores.
That's pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
That's actually pretty dope.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God. Stop there. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Ganondorf fight.
I don't know anything about that, so I'll take it for you.
Good. So goddamn good. A lot of the Resident Evil stuff, so like Resident Evil, if I had to say it, Resident Evil 2 with was it Mr. X? Like when you finally get to fight him at the end where it's like that confrontation. I love how Resident Evil games, all the endings build up, and it is the fight back moment in every horror movie.
It is also just like here's an RPG. Just like
it's just let's just go, dude. Yeah. Even then, just trying to.
I mean, he's not a final boss.
Okay.
He definitely feels like one. What is that enemy in Doom that gave everyone such a hard time?
The enemy in Doom. I don't know. I ripped and teared until it was done. I never had a big
there's
problem
a
with it.
specific boss battle where he's hunting you and teleporting all over the place, and he's hard as hell.
Oh, right. Name? It's a guy with a goddamn shield where it's like all of a sudden you're halted by that guy.
Yes, and he sucks and he's intimidating.
Yeah.
Oh, what is his name? Oh my god, it's right there.
Got this.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but the Baldur's Gate 3 final fight is epic as all hell.
Yes, and you could choose so
Marauder
many ways
from Doom. That's what it is.
Right.
Marauder.
Yes. Yeah. What about Batman? No, all the final fights suck.
I like cities.
Okay. Really?
Because of the story implications.
What's the implication?
Well, what happens at the end?
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Like, time has passed. Like when you fight Clayface.
Right.
And then you end up killing Joker. Right. Joker dies.
Whoa.
You can't play Knight without knowing that information.
No, you're right. I feel that's so old, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry. You can get mad at me. It's fine.
What about, Pokemon? The
Elite Four.
The Elite Four? That's good. That's some good shit right there. You know?
I know. There's one there.
The boulder in Resident Evil 5, he just says. I love that.
That is pretty funny.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like we're forgetting.
Well, I feel like we're forgetting one too. That's why I'm
looking to my right and I'm seeing one right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. All 19 inches of them. But I don't want to straight up spoil it.
Oh, that is a good boss fight.
That is a really good fight.
I don't think that's a spoiler. It's literally like you could say Venom.
Okay, yeah, the Venom boss fight's pretty dope.
Boss fight's really dope. But I feel like we gotta wait for that one.
Yeah.
I feel like, can I say something very brave?
Go for it.
I feel like older games had better boss fights.
1000%.
Like I'm thinking about like a Mega Man. That shit's built off the final boss fight. Like Legend of Zelda, you're thinking of Majora, you're thinking of Ganondorf, you're thinking of Bowser for Mario, Star Fox with oh my god, starts with an A, Andross. Like all those fights were like really epic. Mike Tyson. So like there was I feel like they had
shout out to Mother Miranda in RE Village.
Okay,
she was a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Seymour in Final Fantasy X.
Seymour Butts.
How dare you?
No, there's some good bosses. Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Hades.
That
final boss is pretty cool.
You gotta beat him over and over again.
But it's still pretty cool. It's got a good payoff.
True. Yeah, it's true. And now I'm thinking. No, I was gonna think Returnal for a second. All right, fair enough. Kyle, listen, that's been the trophy room this week. I had a lot of fun.
Same. I always have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey, is there anything you'd like to, highlight before we get on out of here?
Myself, Mr. K, set pretty much everywhere. Go check out all the indie game stuff I do over at 61indie.com. Very busy. I love you all very much. I'm sorry if I was a little pissy this episode or just in general.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's been a rough few days.
The final boss for you is the Optimum guy.
Fuck that guy.
Any internet provider ever here in the United States.
Yeah, that's a good final boss. Get out of here. Get out of here, terrible customer service. He legit, when my dad went, mini rant, went to go get a new cable box upstairs, which our one upstairs was also the modem. So when my dad took it in, that's why I didn't have any internet and took hours for them to give us a new one. Then my dad was like, oh yeah, we get HBO Max with our cable service, and we have no way of accessing it with our current login information. And they go, oh yeah, that's because it's underneath the very first email you used with us back in the 90s. And my dad's like, that's not right. How can we change it? And then he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a temporary password. So go home, log in with this temporary password, and you should be able to fix it. He comes home, gives me the temporary password. I log into it because I'm much better at it than they are, just tech in general. And it goes, oh, you're using a temporary password. Please enter a new password. But not giving me an option to enter a new password or a new screen.
Ooh-wee.
Get your shit together, Optimum.
Optimum, the final boss. You can find me over at Mr. Babbitt whenever Elon decides to unshadow ban me. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. If you like what we do here, please support us over on patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It really does help us out. And if you really, really like the show and you're like, oh, I would, but I don't got any money, that's fine. That's great. Don't worry about it. Don't feel obligated. But then you should feel obligated to rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. As we've seen in the last few weeks, a lot of podcast services have up and dissolved and poofed into thin air, like Google. You know, people that used to listen to us there are no longer. So they definitely need a spotlight to show where we are at. So rating us on Spotify, rating us on Apple Podcasts really does help amplify us in the top searches for PlayStation shows and all that jazz. So really does help us out. 5 stars over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See y'all.
Bye, I love you. We are off.